Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Hello, Buckeye fans, and welcome to the Gilmer Coaches Show. I'm your host, Jeff Rash, and I'm here with the athletic director and head football coach and semifinals champion,
Yes, sir.
One of many, Mr. Alan Metzel. And I'm also joined, Alan and I are joined today with 3 of the captains and seniors of the Buckeye team this year. And these are just the representatives of several of the captains that we have. And so most of you know them, but for those of you that don't recognize them without a helmet, I'll introduce them. This is Mason Hurt, right here, plays wide receiver. This is Luke Watson, right here, plays fullback and defensive end and outside linebacker, wherever we need him, wherever. And this guy right here is my adopted child. This is, if you listen to the Buckeye games, you know that. This is Jet Jones. And I've been telling everybody all year long that I am taller than Jet Jones, and here's the proof right here. But he is the baddest dude on the field. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But guys, Buckeye fans, then there were two teams left in 4A Division II football, and one of them happens to be the Gilmer Buckeyes. Right. And the other one happens to be the Carthage Bulldogs. So if you like football, this coming Friday at 11 o'clock at AT&T Jerry's World.
It switched it to 12.
To 12 o'clock, all right? So they moved it to 12 o'clock. In Jerry's World over in Dallas. You're going to see some of the best football, and experts are already saying, if you like football, this is a matchup. So this is going to be a great game against 2 great football teams with a lot of legacy and a lot of history between each other. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking to these guys. Today we're going to go back and look at some film from this last game. Then we're going to talk about Carthage. But I want to talk to you guys. Y'all are representatives of the rest of the captains. And the main thing I want to talk to you about, first of all, is this surreal for you? Is this kind of, I mean, can you believe you started playing in Little League football together and you've come all the way through? You're literally going to play the state championship game. And here's how big a deal this is. We've been playing football for 107 years in Gilmer. We've only been to the state championship. And by the way, we're one of 15 teams that's won over 700 games in the entire state of Texas. But we've still only been to the state championship 7 times. So this is a big deal. Does that sink in with you guys, or y'all just expect to be there? I mean, what does that feel like to know you're going to be there?
Feels good. I don't think we expect to be there because it's what we've done the past 2 years. So it's nice.
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, we wanted to be here, so it feels great to be here.
Last time we were here, we were water boys on the sideline in the 2014 team. So
yeah, y'all were. Literally, you 2 were water boys, and And I remember when I actually looked down at you 2, and those years are long past now, but for both of us. But it is kind of fun to watch. I mean, when you guys go through the struggle of what you've done to get here. I mean, you think about COVID this year. You think about just the craziness of the year, and then the fighting through injuries and fighting through one of the toughest schedules in football.
In Texas,
To get here and to battle week to week to week to still survive and then get to the state championship game, it's got to feel pretty good. What do you guys think about, and speak loudly so everybody can hear you, what do you guys think that you're going to take from this program? He and I always talk about how football is a microcosm for life in general because it teaches you hard work and leadership and those kind of things. What are some things that you guys, can you see at this point in your life that this program and what these coaches have invested in you and these teachers and administrators, how you're going to take that into life? I mean, do you guys have some comments or thoughts about that?
He preaches on every day, showing up. Just showing up every day, outworking everybody. But half of it is just showing up every single day. So,
for me, it's being able to take criticism, to be coachable. We call it coachable. Be able to take it and put it to your game. So that's a big thing for me.
It's just being coachable. Yeah, because that happens in life. Just so you know, criticism is going to happen. Mason, what about you?
I think it's been good being able to watch the coaches and how they deal with their families and stuff like that, so that whenever we eventually do that, we'll know.
Kind of modeling that for you, right? Alan, this is a pretty special group. We've talked about this. I told you this is my favorite team of all time. And it's not just because they're good at the game.
Right.
It's because they are coachable. This group has one of the best groups of leaders that I've ever seen since I've been around the program, and one of the best overall attitudes, just the energy, that they bring and how they lead the underclassmen. What is it about this group?
I think, a big part of it is that they trust. They do a great job when Jet talks about, being able to be coachable and / criticized. There's a difference in, am I accepting this as being coached, or am I receiving it as I'm being criticized? Well, that starts and ends at, do I trust that person talking to me?
Yeah.
And when there's a relationship there, well, then you begin to understand they're not saying you're bad, they're saying, hey, be great. And once that gets settled in your heart and your mind, well, then you just start adding to your game and you flourish. And you've seen that for a guy like Jet, for Luke, for Mason, for all these guys that are seniors this year in the various areas that they're playing, their position, their role on the team, whatever it is. They're trusting that if we'll do this, our whole team's going to go do something special, and that's happening. So as a coach, it's so gratifying to see what we've told them is happening, and they're getting to experience it. So now they can take that out into life. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah, it is. And what do you guys tell the underclassmen? Like, I know it happens sometimes where you've got a kid, another player maybe not putting 100% effort in or not showing up like he should. I know the coaches lean on the captains to help. This is your team. This is your year. You're the seniors. What role do you guys, what kind of stuff do you tell an underclassman that may be falling into that trap?
I think the biggest thing is don't take it for granted, because now we're seniors and this is our last go. So that's what we're hitting on all years. Don't take any of this for granted. So that's the main thing.
For me, I hold my linebackers accountable for everything they do. Miss tackles, if we mess up in practice, anything. My whole thing is we're gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna run after practice. We're gonna get push-ups in after practice. Do whatever we do, just so we can hold them accountable.
Mace?
Basically what Luke said. You don't realize that it's almost over until you're here this week. And
Better make it count.
Yeah.
Yeah. We said these three are just a representative sample of the other deals, and we don't have a lot of individuality in the team. It's team sports,
Exactly.
right? But these guys have had all three these are three remarkable guys with remarkable high school careers.
Correct.
You got Mason here, who's been varsity since his sophomore, played quarterback. He's been out,
One of
wide
the
out.
tops all-time, all-purpose yardage in the whole program, the history of Gilmer.
Yeah, he's in the top 10, I think. Is he third now?
Yeah.
Third overall, which
Ever.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I bet he wishes he played wide receiver his sophomore year instead. He'd be number one probably. And so he's had just an incredible job. Clutch, third down guy. This is your guy.
Yep.
You got Luke here, who's played on both sides of the ball this year. He's played fullback. He's
One of the
played
most physical guys we have.
just a big guy. I told you, Braden said this year at the beginning of the year, he was fired up, ready for football, and he's like, Dad, I'm ready to go, man. I'm like, mentally, I'm there. I'm ready to hit somebody. I want to hit people. I mean, not Luke Watson, but everybody else I'm ready to hit. Because that's literally what he said.
Yeah.
But Luke had played physical, defensive end, linebacker, where, put him on the line.
Right.
And then this is
The machine.
the machine,
Yeah.
Jet Jones,
Right.
5'6", 5'6", and thinks he's
Tackling
6'4"
machine.
for sure.
Yeah.
One of the
Top tacklers in Texas.
he really is. He really is. And I just learned this a while ago that he is only 9 tackles away from beating his coach's record, which is probably the all-time tackling record probably in Gilmer. I don't know. We should look that up. Coach Dodd had 194 tackles. He's sitting at 185. 185. So this next game,
Right.
we're going to be watching, and when he hits that 10th tackle, I'm going to lose.
It's on.
Yeah, because I want his record to go down. And if Coach Dodd tries to pull him out of the game after the first quarter, you send him back in.
I'll be on it.
So this guy doesn't know he's 5'6". I mean, he is a beast. And so all of these guys have had great years, and we could go on and on and on and list.
So many.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. Just the selfless effort that each one's doing, but bringing their individual talents. And it's like that when you go to work or when you're raising a family or, being a leader in your community. It's everybody bringing their thing, their talent, and that's what it's all about. So let's talk about some football.
Okay.
Let's talk about this last game because it was a great game.
Yes, sir.
We just came out of a good one against Caddo Mills where we played 4 great quarters. We came into this game, played 2 of the best I've seen, maybe the 2 best I've seen all year long. And then, they came out at halftime, made some good adjustments, and got aggressive. I thought they were going to come out and lay down. They didn't.
Nope.
They came out and played 2 great quarters. It was a little nerve-wracking. If you're a fan, y'all probably didn't sweat much over it, but the rest of us were sweating bullets. Even though it was a 14-point victory, very comfortable margin of victory. It wasn't comfortable. It was, but people, and you got to remember, you say, well, man, you had them 35-7. In the first half, did our boys just come out? Somebody asked me this today at church. Did they just come out overconfident and then lay down and whatever? I'm like, no. You have to remember that team's in the 5th round of the playoffs.
Exactly.
They're not there because they're not well coached and have a lot of talent.
Right.
They just couldn't get it going until the second half.
Right.
So they're in round 5 for a reason.
Right.
But let's watch some of the highlights from this particular game, and you guys feel free to chime in if you see a good block you want to call out or strategy. We'll in fact, let's try to ask them some of that as we're going through. And before we get started on this, you talk about gratitude and not taking things for granted. I just want to say how much I appreciate this year our cameraman and editor Eric Connitz, and I'm most grateful of all the things he's done for us this year. I'm most grateful for him pushing record on this show today because we just I thought we were recording another one a while ago that was really good. You should have seen it, but we decided to redo it because we forgot to push record. So thank you, Eric. We love you. So let's go to this game and watch it. He's never going to live that down.
There you go.
This was a big hit right off the bat. Dylan set the pace.
Yeah, I've got him circled here. We're trying to set a tone of physicality early in the game. This is on their first drive, and Dylan comes up and just levels the guy. That's what you want early, especially early in the game, setting a tone.
Yeah, you're going to see several clips with Dylan in it today because he had
a really good game.
One of his better games.
He did.
This is a touchdown pass from Brandon to Dylan.
Right. When you mentioned a minute ago, like in the second half, and did they do something different or whatever? They were bringing a lot of pressure inside. Okay, and in the first half, we hit several of these when guys were singled up. So I'll show this play here. You're going to see Dylan outside. He's one-on-one. He makes a great move, a double move, a post corner, and Brandon does a great job getting the ball out, and we score. Well, the difference in this play and several plays in the second half are tenths of a second of getting the ball out. Because like when he threw that, when everybody's eyes go away and see the touchdown, right as a guy is coming into Brandon. Well, the margin of error between a touchdown and a sack when a team is playing like that is very small. Well, that's what took place in the second half. We were a little slower and they were a little quicker. And so whereas if we had guys running open, well, if you got it off, it'd have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's how sometimes that's deceiving for fans when you're just looking at the in the stands. You're going, well, how come we scored all that in the first half and not in the second? Well, tenths of a second are the difference in going to 42, 49, etc.
Yeah, execution.
Very small difference.
Yeah, so that was a touchdown. Now this next one was one of the more exciting plays, I think of. Is this the Rowan?
This is
right
Rowan.
here?
Mm-hmm.
This is the punt, and a 95-yard return by Rowan Flewellen.
Great job of avoiding the first tackler. Starts heading to the sideline on our return. Excellent job by.
Look at that block right there.
Right.
Who was that?
I'm not sure was it you, Jed, on that one?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure exactly who got it, but he ended up taking 3 guys out. But the thing that I was really pleased with was guys just the way they shielded. They didn't hit anybody in the back, didn't block from behind.
I always look for laundry on a long run like that. I was so happy not to see
I
yellow.
was thrilled. Exactly.
So that was very exciting, and Rowan's mom was going nuts in the stands. Obviously, that play took about 15 seconds to execute, so she had plenty of time to scream. A lot of fun. This next one is a deep pass to Dylan.
This one, we had gotten behind the chains. We were 1st and 35. Now, that's not a scenario that you would like to be in, but we go, again, they're one-on-one. We're able to give Brandon just enough time. He gets the ball off. Dylan high points it on his guy, and we get 36 yards and a first down, which puts us in a position to go score.
Yeah, you talk about those penalties, and you talk about being at 1st and 35. How do you coach? Because I know you don't want to take the fire. You don't want to say whatever you do, don't get a penalty, because you don't want them to not be aggressive.
Correct.
Right? I mean, sometimes
Absolutely.
when you're being aggressive, you're going to grab a face mask. It just happens, right?
Things happen.
You don't want any stupid stuff
Right, you don't
like
wanna jump
mouth
off-
in and
Right.
fighting
You
and that
don't want
kind
to
of
jump
stuff.
off sides. You don't want procedural.
Yeah.
Some plays are just aggressive, and you just have to go. It is what it is.
It is what it
you know,
is,
because
yeah.
that was just football. So.
Yeah. It's just part of the game sometimes.
It is.
This
It
next
is.
one was another pass. Just
Mhm.
follow this up with another one to Dylan.
Same drive. We're down in the red zone again. There's still one-on-one, so we take a quick pass to him out on the edge. Another double move. Again, on a double move, it takes a little longer,
Yeah.
and so you gotta be able to hold up.
Give it to the offensive line.
That's a great job on their part of keeping a good platform for Brandon.
Yeah. Now this next one is Brandon run, but don't watch Brandon on this one. Watch the blocks that Brandon gets.
This one right here is the one.
Oh,
where
this is the short
This
run.
is the short
This
one.
is all Brandon.
Right.
Watch
This one
Brandon on
is
this one.
Brandon. Yes. 'cause-
Watch this one on
yeah,
Brandon.
we'll take a look at the blocks here on another one. This one right here, he makes about 3 guys just whiff because
That was supposed
an
to go
athlete.
outside.
It was.
But they jumped across.
They
They
jumped
got
the
good
edge.
penetration. He said, "Okay, I'll just go this way."
He stuck
Yeah.
his foot, made another guy miss.
He did that same thing last week on a short run.
Right.
And just did it. Look at that move. Just comes
Amazing,
inside.
amazing job on his part.
Yeah, that's all BT right there.
Yeah.
I won't take anything away from him there. Now this next one, we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most crucial. You can pick 4 or 5 things in the game that you go, "Ooh, glad that happened when it did." This is one of them. This was a 4th and 3.
Mhm.
This is Amaro, sophomore, coming up, making a huge stop on 4th and 3, so we get the ball back. And keep in mind, he's going up against one of the better running backs that we've seen all
1,800-yard
year.
rusher.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Jet, without calling out the call of the play, like our name, but kind of talk about what we try and do here by occupying the tackle and what Amiro would be doing here.
Okay. Is that Matt on the end?
Yes.
Matt's going to slide up to 5, and I think Amir just folds right under him
Mm-hmm.
and makes the play in the backfield.
The defensive tackle is essentially occupying the lineman and is going to get him out of the way to allow this stunt. And Amiro gets one-on-one.
it was like y'all knew where the ball was going.
Well, I'm grateful they did because
Yeah.
that was big and it got him off the field. So great job there.
Yeah, that was a good tackle though, because you're talking about going up a guy. Amaro's not a small guy, but this back
He's
is
thick.
He's thick. He's
Yeah.
a big boy,
No doubt.
and that was a great tackle. Good job wrapping up and not letting that kid run through, because he'd been doing that a lot.
Right.
Now this is the 73-yard run
This is it.
by Brandon,
Mhm.
and he does a great job,
He
obviously. But I want you to watch the blocks
Right.
more than you watch the runner.
What you're going to see here, watch the right guard and the right tackle and the center. I've got them marked there, the people they're picking up, so we get the edge. Now here comes Ashton, the running back. Watch the block he gets on their safety. Then look at Gavin Lewheeler, our right tackle. Now he was at the point of attack, one of the first ones I had circled. Here he is now 10, 12 yards down the field, picks up the right cornerback.
Look at that.
And then here comes Dylan to take care of the last guy, and then BT just walks in the end zone. So tremendous team play right
Yeah.
there. Tremendous
Yeah,
team
that's
play.
incredible.
Yeah.
Now this next one was Okiki got his interception. We were laughing about that. Everybody was happy for him because he's had 4 or 5 that we'll say
Got
batted
his hands
down,
on.
and this
Yep.
time he actually reeled it in. Look at that.
He did. Big play. And so we just had the momentum of a touchdown, and here we stop them with this interception by Kiki
Backbreaker.
right there. And it kept that momentum rolling in the first half that got us the big lead.
Yeah. Now against Sunnyvale, Marche had a catch that maybe the catch of the year. I don't know how he got it. I couldn't. He was so far from me. I didn't even think he had it.
Right.
But he did.
Mhm.
And so he does a great job. And this is another one just like that. He goes up, high points the ball, and gets it done. Great catch.
Absolutely. Marche's got a lot of speed. Another double move. Brandon gets outside the pocket, puts it up where only he could catch it, and then he's into the end zone right there.
Yeah, I hate that you cut the film off before we got the celebration in the end zone that he'll be paying for on Monday.
Yeah,
I still think you ought to cut him a little slack. You guys don't think you should get slack for that?
No, we celebrate with our teammates, and that's all. And so I ran down and told him what a great play that was, and then we dealt with the rest of the stuff.
See you on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We'll
right.
take
We don't
care
get to celebrate in the end zone,
Right.
unfortunately.
Right.
This next one, we're going to go back, and these next three are defensive plays. This is Matt Burton and Deron Choice sacking the quarterback.
You got two really good pass rushers on the edge. I've got them circled here. You're going to see them come off either side. The quarterback tries to get flush out of the pocket, and then they body slam him down into the ground. Excellent job.
Physical group, but I tell you what, that defensive line this year has just played
Amazing
physical. They
job.
have got a lot of good penetration all year that's really helped us and flushed a lot of quarterbacks out that helped drive
That's right.
this guy getting,
Jet runs and cleans it up.
185,
Luke as well.
tackles this year.
The only reason he has so many tackles is because us.
Yeah, run flushing them out, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like y'all are the bird dogs flushing them out, right? Is that what it is?
It's
a
all
freak. There you go.
Well, you know, Emmitt Smith used to buy like Rolexes and stuff for his line. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
I'm thinking that might be a good idea there. Yeah.
There you go.
So this next one is Matt Burton, who's had just a ridiculous year,
Yeah,
making a sack.
that's right. Awesome job. Creates a fumble. Quarterback falls on it, but great pressure and tackles him for a tackle for loss. That's
And
what we
then
need.
this is going to be another one. This is Amaro, who has just had a great year, sophomore. We got 2 years on his contract, and he is going to decleat the quarterback on the blind side.
Not even sure how the guy held onto the ball. You know, it was just such a physical play. Comes off, he never saw him, which again is a credit to the D line, tying him up, and then he just pounds him from behind.
With much prejudice.
That's right.
That's what we call child abuse.
That's it.
So let's talk about the big game, folks. We got Carthage. How you guys feeling?
I feel great. I mean, I feel confident going into this game.
Feel the same way. You know, we're not the same team as we were week 5.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think that I know Carthage is obviously improved. We all get better as the year progresses, and I don't know how much better they've gotten. I've seen a little bit of film on them, and they look great. You know, I mean they're a great football team, and they got a great coach. They're a good football team.
No doubt.
But we're definitely not the same team that played them in Game 5.
Right.
And if everybody remember, in Game 5 when we did play and we came out really sluggish in the first half, they put 28 on us, 28-0. We came out the second half, within 3 minutes we had 20 or 14 points on them, and we're driving down the field about to score 21, and we threw an interception which kind of broke our momentum and ultimately probably cost the game. But we're not the same team, and I said it when we played. I hadn't said anything like this until we played Cattle Mills. But I said during that game, I said, I wish Carthage was on the other side of the ball tonight. Because the way they played that game all 4 quarters. And again, we played especially the first 2 quarters, couldn't have played better. I don't think, this game. So you guys are peaking at just the right time, I feel like. Don't you guys feel, I mean, does it feel different? Like, I mean, you get better every week, you practice, but do you guys actually feel like you have the growth that we see as fans?
Yes, sir. Especially from week 1, we've gotten a lot better. Especially on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like we've gotten a lot better.
And what causes that? I mean, obvious practice, but is this a mental thing, or is this people have just gotten better at their assignment? What causes that? Why do you think that?
I think confidence. Over the weeks, we've built a lot of confidence, and it's pretty much and practice. Yeah.
What do y'all think?
I think so too. I think we know that we're better now, and so
You feel it?
yeah.
Yeah. Luke?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is practice. Like earlier in the year, it was somewhat hard to be consistent and having a good practice. Now it's normal to be practicing on it every single day. So that definitely pays off in the game.
You can see it. We talked, one of the best years we ever had practice-wise was 2009. In 2009, that group, every day, they didn't have a bad practice, ever. And so we talked about that throughout the year, and we were a little up and down at times this year. You might be good on Monday, and Tuesday was Wednesday was good, run-through was okay, those kind of things. Well, you see that in a game. You see some of the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
That you're not going to all of a sudden be consistent in a game when your practice is uneven. Well, this group has improved their practice throughout the season, and now we'll go through multiple days where we never drop a pass. where the guys are all into it and you're hearing, the communication, the movement, let's go, no walking on the field. They're saying those things. Well, that's what you're seeing in the games. You're seeing the consistency go up. You're seeing the intensity at a higher level. So they're doing exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, well, you see it, definitely. You see it in the results. We're proud of you guys. I mean, just watching you fight this year and making it all the way to the state championship game. Again, 107 years of football. This is only the 7th time that we've been to a state championship. So it's just remarkable and something you guys, I know, won't take for granted. It's a big deal, and congratulations to you for being there. And Jet, I can tell you that on behalf of everybody 5'8" and under, I want to thank you for your effort this year of chalking one up. The circus freaks over here, 6'3" and up, nobody's impressed with that because. But give me some right here on the 5'8" and under. So thanks for doing that for the team. Taking one for the short team. So. We appreciate, right, Matt? I mean, Alan, right?
Absolutely.
Am I right? It's fun to watch. So I hope y'all have the game of your life this week. And fans, we need you guys to come out and support us. If you want to watch a great football game that's going to be talked about for many years, this is going to be that one. I guarantee you. The Carthage Bulldogs, great football team, undefeated the last 2.5 years or something. Playing the Gilmer Buckeyes, who are peaking at just the right time. They are well coached and ready to go. So make the short drive to Dallas, 12 o'clock on Friday. And it is going to be a great game to remember. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Wish you all the luck. Proud of y'all. Been fun to watch you grow up and now going to a state championship. Alan, congratulations. First year.
Thank you.
We're 14-1.
Pretty excited.
It's amazing. So let's go hand it to them. Let's go get even with them for Game 5. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys will turn out. If you don't, you can watch the game. We don't have the rights to broadcast the streaming this time. It'll be on Fox Southwest, but we will be streaming audio on Channel 1 on ETEX and 601, and then we'll also be streaming on GilmerBuckeyes.com. If you happen to be traveling and can pull it up on your phone or something, you can listen to us there. And so we hope everybody, though, will travel and actually come and support the guys, because it helps, doesn't it, to have a lot of people in the deal. So I want to thank y'all for showing up. Alan, thanks for a great year. It's been a lot of fun. And I definitely want to thank Eric Connors for hitting the record button. We will see you guys on Friday in Dallas. Thanks for watching the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show.